Okay, this video covers the control panel and the generator. So there's a little test that shows how everything's looking for your LP gas, which will be full when you get it, the fresh water, the holding and the gray water, and your battery level. So the fresh water and the holding on an RV, if you're not hooked up to city water and sewer, you want to use your water very conservatively. When you're taking a shower, turn it off. When you're not actually doing something, when you're washing dishes, don't let the water run. Anything will end up using up all your available water and filling up the gray water. So we can go like 3 or 4 days for about 5 of us if we're conservative, and about 1 day if we waste water. So the next thing is there's a little button for the heater. When you want to turn the heater on, we usually leave it off when we're not using it, but you just flip it on, starts red, just turn green, and then you have heat. So the next thing, this little pump here, I usually leave it on, but when you're running into city water or hooking up to public water, you'll want to turn that pump off, but the rest of the time you want to leave it on. That allows the water to to come out of the spigots and everything. The last thing is the generator. So don't turn it on if you're hooked up to electricity. But if you're not hooked up to electricity, you just press the start button, wait for it to fire up. It'll turn on. It'll allow you to run your microwave and your air conditioning while either at break or going down the road. If it's getting too hot in the back for people, you can flip this on, and then you can come over here and turn your air conditioning on, which is really simple. Just flip it to cool and put it to the temperature that you want it. Okay, this video covers how to light the stove. The stove's a gas stove, but it doesn't have automatic ignition. So for the stove and the oven, you basically turn it to the on position, and then there's a lighter under the sink, okay, and you light it until it starts. So this video shows how to extend and retract the outside step. So it's really simple. There's a little button over here on the side. Just press it in, rolls it up, press it out, comes back down. This other little button here I want to talk about, that red light should always be on. If for some reason you have no power to anything, then somebody's accidentally pressed this button. And so when it turns off there, it shuts off everything except for the engine. How to lower the jacks. So for this, you'll actually need the car in park, the keys into the accessory position, and then over by the steps is a control panel. You press the on button, and then you'll press the down buttons. There's one button to go up when you're ready to store it right here, but for down, you got to hit every single one. So press it until it hits. Press the other side. Until they hit, and then there's a level. You can kind of tell by opening one of the doors and letting it see, but you'll go till it's level, and then you press the off button. And then to reverse it, you have to stick the key in the ignition again, press the on button, press the store button. Okay, and once they're up, you can press the off button. You want to look underneath the RV. The ones that are on this one actually flip up and down, so you want to make sure that they've flipped up. Sometimes you'll be in the sand or something and they may not come up. So you can kind of see that one's up. I can see on the other side it's up in the front. They're a little lower, but they are
right behind the tire, and you'll see them if they're down. They're all up here. And that is it.
Here's how to open the awning. There's 2 releases at each end. You lift those up. And then there's a little switch up at the top. This handle is behind the driver's and passenger seat. You flip it down, and then you hook it up right here and pull. And it pulls out. To reverse it and put it up, you do the same thing. Hold this so it doesn't take off. Flip this handle toward the RV. Hold on a second. Make sure it's good. We got to hold on this. There it goes. Flip it toward the RV and slide this back over to the middle. Make sure those 2 clamps are still out. Hook it here just so it doesn't go crazy, but you have to let it up with a little bit of pressure. And then hook these back up, and you're good to go.
Okay, this is how to hook up the sewer system to dump the drain. So the first thing is underneath there is a pipe that slides out. This thing unscrews from the end, and then the pipe, the hose that's here, will extend out. You can be a couple feet from your drain, but you can't be like very far. There's a connection piece if you're going to leave it hooked up permanently that you hook on. This one end here goes to the pipe, and this other end goes into the RV spot in the campground. And then you pull the black water, which is the larger one, over here, pull it out, open it up. When it's drained, then you pull the gray water, which is the smaller one, over here, let it drain. There are gloves over here that you can use. And when you're done, close them all up. Pull this back up, stick it back in here, and slide it back out of the way. And that's it. The only other thing in here is the shower. Well, the outside shower. So it basically is just a little hose, and you can turn it on. There's a on-off. I believe it's an on-off button, but anyway, you can control it by turning it on and off by the nozzles there, and it allows you, just like if you're at the beach or something and you want to knock some sand off before you go into the RV. So that's it.